Sunday, February 5th, 2012. It is now about 3 weeks into what Unitarian Universals call standing on the side of a month. Buses passing. Take the camera off the tripod. Okay, so we're going to keep this thing running. Just taking it off the tripod. I'm going to leave the tripod in place. We had an altercation earlier where the fellow in the background there accused me of blocking the sidewalk when I was filming my video clips. So I suspect that's why the police are here. Well, they seem to be driving off. Oh no, they're putting their lights on and they're turning around. So we shall see what happens here. Looks like we're going to have a little conversation. Yeah. Hi, we can speak English.
English? Okay.
He accused me of blocking the sidewalk. I'm doing some videos. I'm basically describing what the protest is about.
Okay.
As you can see, I have the tripod there.
Yes.
Camera's on the tripod. I'm actually standing on the other side of the sidewalk when I'm doing those clips. There's lots of room for people to pass, and if they don't want to pass in front of the camera, well, they can.
I'm sorry,
if they don't want to pass in front of the camera for whatever reason, they can step around behind it without too much trouble. So as far as I'm concerned, I am not in any way blocking the sidewalk. And so we had a little altercation about that.
Okay. So are you Mr. Robin?
That's me, yeah.
Okay, okay. So first of all, I saw you standing on the sidewalk. So at some point, I did see you blocking the sidewalk. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that you were always there. I'm just saying partly. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're on the sidewalk. He's on the sidewalk. Yes. You're blocking the sidewalk too.
I don't agree with you that people that if they to get where they have to go, that they can walk around you into the street.
Yeah, they don't have to, as far as I'm concerned.
Sure, but if they don't feel like they can pass on the street and they need to walk around you, I don't agree with it either. Some people should be able to walk as they like on the sidewalk. So.
Right. As I said, I'm not blocking the sidewalk in any way, physically.
And this here belongs
No, it doesn't belong to church. It's municipal property.
This is municipal property?
This protest has been going on for a long, long time. It's always 3 feet back from the sidewalk.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about the protest.
Right. Well,
can you do it to me in a short resume?
Yeah, in a short resume, yes. This church and the greater religious community that it belongs to are guilty of anti-religious intolerance and bigotry.
Okay.
So I'm protesting against their intolerance and bigotry.
Okay.
They also have a very, very bad track record when dealing with all manner of clergy misconduct, clergy abuse. That's why I have a sign that says Unitarian affirm and promote abuse of clergy. So basically those are the two main issues, the intolerance and the accepting of abusive behavior by ministers.
So you come here?
Most Sundays.
Every Sunday. Okay.
Not every Sunday, but
most Sundays.
Yeah.
And could we come and see you every Sunday, or most Sundays?
Most Sundays, yes, you can.
Most Sundays. And how does it usually end? Because it's the first time we meet. I just want to see what the.
Well, usually, you know, there's usually no problem. I mean, there's sometimes a few altercations. There's some people that cause provocations of various kinds.
They don't appreciate your presence.
Of course not. I mean, who wants a protest in front of their church?
Of course.
But the fact is, I have a right to be here, and they need to respect that.
I don't have an issue. It's your business.
Yeah.
What my beliefs are not important. I don't have no issues with you protesting. What I really have issues with is people having to go around you.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself. They don't feel like passing the camera, and they can't get by. They can go around. I don't want people crossing the street either. It's a question of safety also.
I understand that.
Okay, so you need to either change your setup a bit so that people will come and go as they please.
Right.
Or you need to pick up your stuff and you need to go. Because then you're
Well, I'm pretty well done with the video clips, so we can move the tripod.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is you know, there was no physical blocking at all. You know, people could walk in front of it. And the fact of the matter is that even if I'm not filming, just in terms of the protest itself, sometimes people, for whatever reason, they walk in the street. You know perfectly well that there's joggers that jog in the street. So I think if people choose of their own volition to walk in the street, because I happen to be here, whether I'm shooting video or whether I'm just protesting, that is their problem, not my problem.
Well,
I'm not causing that to happen.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree, because people should feel comfortable to walk up and down their sidewalk if they choose. Okay? If they want to jog in the street, that's their thing. If they see you and they feel like they don't feel comfortable because the space is not wide, or there's so many things passing, and they need to go in the street, I don't think that's okay.
Well, as I said, they do it anyway, even if I'm
just as much as you have the right to protest, they have the right to use their sidewalk comfortably and.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, you know.
But what I'm saying is they do it even if I'm not shooting video, they do it.
Yeah, I understand that. But if you're there with a big sign, someone might not be comfortable, feel like they don't have enough space to get by and take the street, which I don't think is fair as an option. They should be able to use the sidewalk just as much as you should be able to.
Well, I have a right to protest, so.
I'm saying you do. I'm saying you do, but people have a right to walk on the sidewalk.
Yeah, and I'm not physically blocking it. And if they choose of their own volition.
I'm listening to you. I'm understanding you.
And I'm hearing what you're saying. But what I'm saying is if they choose.
I saw with my proper eyes you standing in the middle of the sidewalk with your sign. I saw with my proper eyes, so I am telling you at one point you were blocking, which is not okay.
Well,
okay?
you're blocking right now, and so was he a second ago. He just stepped back.
I wouldn't have been blocking here. Okay.
No, really? But I step back too. If people come within a certain distance, I step back.
I try to explain to you in the most proper way I possibly could.
Right.
Sir, okay.
Right.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is,
you are
anyone on the sidewalk.
You need to find another solution. That's all I'm saying, is not to stand on the sidewalk and block the way. Okay?
I'm not blocking.
I don't want to debate with you. I saw
I'm not blocking the way any more than you. Was anyone there when I was on the sidewalk? I stepped back. I stepped even into the road when people come by to make room for them, just as he did. I'm not doing anything different. I'm not blocking the sidewalk more than you are. That's what I'm saying. Do you understand that?
You do realize that I am blocking the sidewalk because I'm here with you.
Right, and it's the same thing with me. If somebody stops to talk with me, maybe I'm blocking the sidewalk, and so are they. But what I'm saying is that if I see someone coming, I step out of the way, just like he stepped back. So I'm not blocking the sidewalk. I'm not stopping people from blocking any more than you or him. That's what I'm saying. Do you understand that?
I completely understand that.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I step out of the way when people get within, let's say, 10 feet. Or sometimes I'll walk backwards with my picket signs, keeping a distance and making sure there's no one behind me. So I do not in any way physically block the sidewalk. This has already been established in previous conversations. It's been established in criminal court.
Okay.
I've cross-examined witnesses who were trying to say I was disrupting church services, and one of the things.
By standing outside?
Yes, exactly. It's insane, but I was acquitted. Don't worry.
Okay. No, I didn't.
No.
There's actually see the correlation there?
No, there is none. I mean, that's why I was acquitted. It was total bullshit, which is something this church is very good at.
So if you're telling me you're not blocking the sidewalk,
I'm not blocking the sidewalk, not physically.
And you're taking the tripod off the
I'm moving the tripod. I'm done with the videos. I don't think there's any reason to.
I'm just telling you that if people have to continue and go in the street, it is not okay.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they don't have to. They choose of their own volition to do that.
If they have no choice but to go around you and go in the street, that is not okay. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what's saying? They do have a choice.
I'm just making sure you understand they have to have that choice.
I know, and I give it to them. What I'm saying is I do not.
I can't stand here 5 hours and watch you to see if you're giving them that choice. I'm trying to explain to you that you need to leave them that option.
And I'm telling you that I do.
So you're going to pick up your tripod, or you're going to move it out of the street,
That's right.
and you're not going to get anybody's one on the sidewalk.
Sorry?
And you're not going to make sure people can get by on the sidewalk.
I always do.
That sounds right.
Right.
See you next Sunday, Bob.
Right.
Mr. Robin, Edgar, Robin, or
well,
Robin, Edgar?
The way I see it is there's
first
no
name or last name. I don't know, because Robin or Edgar could be
Robin's
both.
the first name,
Okay,
Edgar's last name. But as far as I'm concerned, there's no reason for you to see me on Sunday.
I was just thinking as a...
Okay, but what I'm getting at is these police interventions, as far as I'm concerned, they're unnecessary.
Well,
you know.
I can't say that if someone is felt like they needed to take the street because they didn't feel they didn't feel comfortable passing on the sidewalk, then that's what we're here for, to make sure
But
everyone
like I said,
can
they do that just in terms of the protest. Even if I'm 20 or 30 feet away, sometimes they do that.
Okay.
And I'm not responsible for that.
You know, I can't agree with you or disagree with you. It's my first time I see you, the first time we meet, first time I have a call here, so we'll see how this progresses.
When you go back to the station, check with, there must be records of what's...
Okay,
you know,
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay, anyway, nice talking to you, but I mean, I have a right to be here, and I do not intentionally, put it this way, do not intentionally block people.
Okay.
I make, in quite the opposite. As I said, I often step into the street, walk backwards, step back here, and so on, so that people can pass. And as I said, if they choose, just like the joggers.
You already validated that this is
city property, 3 feet back. I mean, this...
I'm sorry, you said 3 feet back?
3 feet back from the sidewalk is normally municipal property. These signs have been in this position many times.
Yeah,
for a second. Usually, even if that land belongs to the city, they are charged of maintaining that land, and if they don't want your personal belongings on that part of the land, even though it belongs to the city, they're the ones charged of maintaining that land, and by maintaining it, they are allowed to ask you to remove your stuff from there.
Perhaps
I've worked in municipal enforcement.
Yeah, well, there's
for
also
many
this thing called the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
That's right,
so
I
I
don't
think
want to get into that. I don't want to get into
but what I'm saying is,
I don't want to get into the semantics. I'm just saying, on the municipal bylaw level, they have the right to ask you to remove your personal belongings from the property, even though it belongs to the city.
Well, can you show me the municipal bylaw that says that?
They are charged.
So do you know which municipal bylaw says that?
I don't have the municipal bylaw, the exact article with me. If you want, next Sunday I will happily come by with it.
I'd like to see it. Actually.
I will happily come by with it next Sunday.
Okay. Are we done? Okay, so that's that for now. Just going to move the tripod out of the way as per our conversation. And they are going to go into church and talk to the church members. And for the time being, I'm just going to walk back and forth with my picket signs. And we shall see if anything else happens. I'm going to keep the camera running here. So there's the car, 11-8. So they were reasonably polite and professional, but I think they were being a little too, you know, basically blaming me for things I'm not really doing, you know. If people, for whatever reason, choose to step into the street, you know, that is their decision. If they don't like seeing my picket signs and for whatever reason they prefer that they'd rather be in the street than the sidewalk, you know, I have no control over that. I have a right to be here, and as you can see here, I'm stepping out of the way for this guy, which is what I normally do. If somebody's coming on the sidewalk and I'm heading towards them at a certain point, usually when they're 20 or 30 feet away, I step into the sidewalk and give them room to pass. And sometimes I'll step back onto the side here like this, again giving them room to pass. So, you know, I'm not physically blocking the sidewalk any more than those two police officers were when they were talking to me. When I was filming the videos, I was standing off the sidewalk. The whole sidewalk was free. Some people who I guess didn't want to even have their backs, you know, in the video, chose to step around the camera behind it. But it is placed in such a way that they, you know, they're barely stepping off the sidewalk. It's right on the corner, and they, you know, they might step a couple of feet into the street for a few feet, you know, is really all that would be necessary for them to be out of the picture. So again, it's not really blocking the sidewalk, and I can't control their thought processes, as it were. So I think we're going to actually end this clip. I'll start the camera up again when I see the police officers coming out.